died on the other program. Hopefully it will work. Paying attention, thank you. Okay, it says streaming. All right, okay, so for those who are on YouTube, I'm gonna repeat myself. We usually go live every Friday at 5 o'clock, but today we got Christmas. Sorry we're late. Yeah, say something so we can get audio levels here. Oh wait, that's there is a problem. It doesn't hear you. That's what I thought. I am fixing that right now. Like I had a. Yeah, there's people holding like he's holding a shirt. They match. Everybody's just like, what's going on? Okay, now say something. That didn't work. This is unusual. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. All right, try again.
¿Qué pasó, mi amigo?
Hey, that works. That works. Okay. OBS, get your shit together. What up, Lord? Yes, I'm on Kick too. Apparently, Lord got robbed yesterday. Yeah, Lord got like his broken in, and his TV was stolen, and his computer was stolen. What else was stolen, bro? I hope you did catch who it is, but like someone's told me before, crime doesn't have an area code. Crime is everywhere, and Canada is no better. Boy.
Get him, LP.
Yeah, I feel bad for you, man. This is why I have cameras everywhere in my house.
Yep. I mean, he lives in the woods. You have plenty of options.
Yeah, but you live out in the woods, no one sees you, other than.
But you in the woods, so you got plenty of options.
Oh yeah. You can do things to people. You can. So yeah.
This is one. This was Robert 2.
But yeah, roll over. Go ahead. Roll over. Go ahead and start making your character. So we can have everybody set up for that. So just go ahead and make.
You gotta get with Stealthy and get a character sheet. Build you a character. She has character sheets. She got character sheets for you.
Why is it me? I'm not the DM. You're the DM.
I don't want to know the characters.
He had a mask on.
If I know what your characters are before we actually start, I can plan on how to destroy all of y'all, and I'm that kind of puppet. He thinks peacefully in his mind, I'm going to kill them all, but I love you.
No, you are the DM. You have the character sheets, the blank ones.
Okay, so
Jesus.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Has Stealthy told you about playing our call the other night where we were voicing our characters in 2 times speed?
I told him.
Yes, I watched that, and it's actually enjoyable to watch, and since it's like not as long.
It is, but I'm talking about we played it in double time, and like the voice was like it was like no hesitations between stuff.
What was better though, I have to admit, is hearing me and Polly giggle. Because we sound like little chipmunks in the background, just like.
Hey mom, love you too. For those of that know,
that's how it sounds on the.
We just had a little Friendsmas theme, and we had Rollover, which over you can see his arms kind of in the stream. We had Stealthy, Corvo's mom, the kids, and me and my wife. They sent us a lovely little gift and little bracelets, which comes with a certificate of an actual live animal. And I got a turtle. My wife got a shirt, and I got
shark. Not shirt.
It doesn't matter. I got Dobby. Dobby's mine.
Dobby.
He's on the beach, just where he was buried. Dobby's there. I made a little dark.
He must run into my polar bear.
But this is actually really nice. This is okay, so these actually are supporting the creatures of the ocean, right? And they're tracking these animals so we can see where they are right now in the world. How exactly does the GPS work on a turtle or a polar bear? Like, how does that power keep on going?
So they tag it.
It does after a while.
Depending on the tags. Like some tags, they have their built-in power sources that use minimum energy, can run so for X amount of years. Some tags are built to actually run off your natural energy in your body, like nervous system, stuff like that, and it powers it. Just a low microcharge, so it depends.
Okay. Because I don't know if I'm gonna be a stalker for my turtle, but I want him to live. I like turtles. I like bears. I like sharks. There's a lot of creatures of the world that I do, but I do like. And she got Dolby too, so we're twinsies. And some got polar bears, some got penguins, some got what was the other one?
Shark.
He got a
shark.
gorilla one.
Gorilla. I got a gorilla one too. That one I didn't open. I got that one first. I got that one early, so I like my gorilla.
This is my penguin.
See, I like these kind of bracelets, but being a guy that's a little hairy, these since they stretch, every now and then they'll pinch out the hair and yank it out because you're trying to readjust it on your wrists. Yeah, so I gotta be careful with these kind of bracelets because I have things like this and they snap or they pull on my hair and I'm hairy. So it is a.
You were asking a question prior.
Yeah.
If you really want to know about like the tracking systems that they have, you'd have to probably look up the foundation that they're supporting. So, for example, like for the gorillas, it's on the back of the card.
Okay.
They do it with the Diane Fossey Gorilla Fund for the gorilla ones. The one that me and you have, they do it through the Sea Turtle Conservancy. And then, like for example, the penguins through the Global Penguin Society.
Okay, so it's not just one big organization; it's actually a multitude of them.
Yes.
Right, so they partner with different organizations to be able to do it.
Okay. Well, that's the good things in the world. I like things like stuff like this. Good things on the internet and good things in the world.
I think your wife would recognize this one. If I remember right, the shark one is through the deep blue. I think it's like deep blue is what it's called.
I can kind of see it, but I can't see the
They like if you've ever watched Shark Week, they talk about the deep blue grants and stuff that they do to tag the sharks.
But
that's kind of what it goes.
we figured you guys would like them as much of a supporter of nature and animals as you guys are. That
Yes.
These would be great little gifts for you guys, and that y'all would like being able to look and see where the animal is that you're sporting.
Which I'm hoping this is not made out of coral, right? This is made out it'd be really ironic. It's like, let's save the sea, and then it's made out of coral. It's like, oh, okay.
No, I don't think it's made out of coral. I think it's made out of like
I'm hoping natural rock.
different natural rocks and variants.
Yeah, I've always thought that was really funny when people are like, I like nature, and then they make products out of nature. It's like, look, it's made out of this precious thing. It's like, you really like nature, I see.
You also have to take into account that sometimes the nature that you're seeing is stuff that you've
We're
already.
We're live.
That, like, for example, if it's already dead. And they're like, in Florida, you can't get a specific type of rock because in order to create it, you would have to kill animals.
Okay, gotcha.
But if it's already there, then you have to have a special permit, and it's like St. Augustine. I don't remember what the rock's called. Corvo knows what I'm talking about.
The Kokona,
Kokona, yeah.
Kokoa, whatever.
It's something like that. That rock, they use it to repair those buildings when it's available. If it's not available, they don't go out there and make more.
Okay.
Because at that point, you're kind of defeating the purpose.
Yeah. So y'all went fishing, and I saw this video you sent me. And I don't know if you guys ever seen this before. I would.
I want to see this.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna play the video so that Rollover can see it now. We went fishing Wednesday. Didn't catch a damn thing, but seen something I've never seen in the middle of the bay.
and I would pull up for y'all here to see, but I'm gonna give y'all the description of what they're seeing right now. They're out in the middle of the bay
Just wait.
fishing.
Wait, we get closer.
And you see out some in the water. Looks like a little creature of some sort just floating along in the water. And you're thinking, is that like a little a duck or maybe a with a little Loch Ness monster, maybe, and you start getting closer.
At the time was if we hook him with the fishing line and drag him to the boat, does it still count as deer season? Or
Yeah,
technically
and all you see is just
we have a
hordes.
license for fishing.
There's a deer just floating down the middle of the...
That was a good shot.
Yeah, the deer just floating down the middle of the water, just a couple like yards away from the dock line, just chilling out in the water, just chilling.
Were like, what the hell?
Well, I don't know if he's standing there or if he's swimming. That's the thing.
No, he's standing.
He's
He
standing?
is standing. The tide. This was early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
The tide was severely low. He was stuck up to his knees in mud. Now, after this video, we tried to go over there because we felt bad for him and see if we could kind of like coax him to make him put a little more effort into it to get out. He wasn't having none of that shit, just so you know. So we eventually had to move on. But when we come back, he was gone. He's gotten out. I think what he did was wait for tide to come in enough to lift him. And then he, deer can swim. So he swam his little ass out. But he was gone. But the randomness of this is okay, so we turned and come back to see this deer. Because we seen it as we was going by. All right. Right after this video, we turn back around and he hits plane. Wide ass open on the boat, right? We're reading, 8, 10 feet of water, and then suddenly we stop. Because now we're in 4 inches of water. 30 minutes later, water comes up, we drive on. But we went from wide ass open on this boat to sudden stop. And I'm telling you, the boat wasn't the only thing that skipped a couple of skids. I think all 4 of us left some skids.
It's like, we went a little too much on the throttle on that one.
I mean, I know, I can tell you now what a rock feels like when you skip it across the water, because that's what the boat felt like. It went. That was it. We was done. We was stuck.
And motor off. Yeah. So yeah, you had your little fun with that. Me, I don't mind being in water. I don't mind swimming in water. I just have a thing about deep waters, like oceans. And I've just been playing Subnautica lately. And if you ever want to get me to freak out, put me in murky or dark water. That's one of my fears.
I'll tell you something else that was kind of cool. About 10 to 12 yards off of the boat, while we were fishing, I watched a dolphin come up.
Oh, so
He swam around the boat like 1 or 2 times. Hauled ass. But that was pretty cool. He scared the shit out of one dude because...
Did I recognize the fin?
We're live. Oh, you want a show? Come here. Come here.
He's so proud of that.
Look right there.
Hey!
Right,
don't take off your mask. You won't be a Mandalorian no more.
Anyway, so we seen the dolphin. Dolphin was cool. Dolphin scared the shit out of one dude because when he first showed up, nobody knew he was there. He was underwater, and then about, like I said, 10, 12 yards off the boat, he pops up and blows out, and that shit was really close. And I thought the youngest dude on the boat, I thought he was fixing to play Messiah and walk across the water. And then we had all kind of random things with wildlife when we went fishing. So we had a gull fly in while none of us was looking behind us and land, I'm talking about right next to the boat so hard that it scared us all. So we had random crap happening while we was out there. Only person that caught anything was one of my co-workers. I'm gonna call him P for short. We like to call him Gandalf the Great at work because of his long hair that's solid white. But he did all right. I mean, he caught a couple of bait fish, couple of catfish, caught a stingray, turn it loose.
Sorry, Stealthy is over there trying to be quiet and sneak something, but she's not doing a very good job at it.
Anyway, so let's have a little bit of fun. We'll bring a little bit of Friendsmas to podcast. So I have 2 things that you drew and two things your wife drew here.
Yes.
Did you say you wanted to open those on podcast?
Yes, on podcasts.
Okay, so who am I opening one for first?
Let's open up the wife. Let's see what she got. I don't think they have numbers on them, do they?
Yes, they do. You got 10 and 7 that was hers. No, 10 and 7 was yours.
Yeah.
Hers was 9 and
3.
And 3. Yes.
Let's open up 3.
3. All right, here we go.
Now, for those who did not know, this is a random pool that everybody got. This is kind of like a gotcha system. And these are Christmas ornaments, right?
Well, we made ornaments out of these gifts and hung them on the tree for the game.
Okay.
Can you hand me that knife right there?
You can open it, Stealthy. It's not going to stop you.
I dare. I know, right? All right.
This one's your dinosaur.
Yeah, let's see which one she got. One of the two that Miss Loving one got here.
Wouldn't be surprised it's a Velociraptor. Pterodactyl.
I'm just gonna say
Triceratops.
because I'm tired. I'm
Okay,
tried.
I will let Stealthy read the name because she reads the names better than I do.
Look at that face. She already sees it. She's like, son of a...
There you go.
Dimetrodon.
Dimetrodon. Okay.
So that's her first one.
I'm
gonna put it back in the egg.
Yeah, let's do like a little bit at a time so we don't like purely sit on these things all night. All right.
That's fine.
Okay, so let's jump into a bit of a topic. Again, this is a bit of a run-on for last week, and I want to get your thoughts and stuff that you could jump into this one since you were here last week. Last week, we were talking about people at the Twitch changing their TOS rules. Yeah, remember that? Okay.
Yep.
So there's a new fad going on right now where girls are coming on stream where they're putting censor bars right in front of their tatas and the vojos right there, so you can't see it, and they're not wearing nothing behind nothing, but it looks like they're in their birthday suit and only their birthday suit. And Twitch was like, that's fair game, it's cool. But then guys started doing it and everybody started complaining. So I just thought that was a little weird, but then one guy thought he'd be funny, right? This guy's really, really big. I didn't watch the video because he's not my kind of guy. Really heavy set man. He's so heavy set that his own belly covers up his kits and caboodles. And he got banned for being on stream in his birthday suit, but you couldn't see his wang because his belly was in the way. So, what is fair game at this point?
Dude, I think what this sounds like is a bunch of people trying to find a way around certain rules, and now it's like a fucking free-for-all.
Yeah,
it's like a UFC match.
They open the floodgates and are trying desperately to close it and fail.
Yes. See, okay, so the GM or the person that runs Twitch now is saying that they had to pull back on some of the rules because they don't have the technology yet or the system in place to have these things implemented. And people are saying that people complain that guys are doing it. It's like, that's kind of like not fair. Guys do it, it's not cool. But then why let the floodgates open if you didn't have the system ready, prepared to handle it?
It sounds like to me that was a little bit of poor planning. If you already knew you didn't have the technology to police it like you needed to, then why the hell would you open it?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be like somebody saying we don't have the technology to cure all the crazy people in an asylum, but we're just going to open the gate to let them out.
Like, we think they should be out, but we don't have no way to filter out the real bad ones, right? And there's no rules. All things are off the table. Let's just see where it goes. And I don't see why it was wrong. The guy was doing it. I thought that was like, hey, Good job, guys. And it's like, everybody's like, no, this is disgusting. I'm like, how's it disgusting? They can do it, so can the girls do it. There's nothing wrong with it. If you don't want to watch it, don't click on them. Right?
Yeah, it's that reverse thing, you know. Women find women attractive, men find women attractive, but nobody wants to see the man.
Because it is primary men on this channel, but let's call a spade here. There is some men that are interested in bigger set guys, right? They want to see it, let them see it. I'm sure if I would drop down and just put a bar right here and a bar down there and just hide my underwear so you actually couldn't see there's actually something behind it, I'm sure there's be some people that would be interested. I just don't think they would be very good for my branding.
Listen. We all know that they're going to be looking for them luscious locks that you got. You don't need no pencil bar for that shit.
Yeah, the bar for this face. All right, so why are you hiding your face? Well, I thought, we're hiding up whatever is sexy. So I thought I'd just hide the one thing.
There you go.
The one thing that really matters. So I'm glad that people are calling it out and hypocrisy, but I'm just glad that Twitch still allows for multi-streaming for those who are watching me everywhere else. Keep on watching me at those places because I don't know how much longer Twitch is going. I had a guy literally hit me up yesterday, didn't know who he was at all. Hit me on Discord. It's like, yeah, I'm an affiliate on Kick and I want to give your channel a shout out. I'm like, nice. I haven't shout out yet, but maybe someday. Because if you get an affiliate on Kick, you can start actually making an hourly wage, which I'm totally down for that. I'll make an hourly wage on Kick. You just got to get 75 followers and stream for more than 5 hours a day, 5 hours a week. I can do that, no problem.
Yep. There you go.
Okay, so you have any topics for today? That was just one of them I got.
Oh, dude. So you'll get a kick out of this. So we have a piano in the house.
Never heard of it.
It was Stealthy's mom gave it to her.
Mm-hmm.
And over the past few years, it's been moved around in the house.
Quick question.
Quite a bit.
Stealthy, do you ever play it?
Not answering that.
Did you ever take classes?
I'm not answering that on the grounds of incrimination. I am not answering that question.
She's prepared. We've been watching a lot of lawyer type shows lately. You're not getting that shit. But anyway, her mom gave it to her. It's been moved around in the house quite a bit, but usually it's moved around either by me and Rollover, or me and Stealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the other day when we were changing the location of furniture and stuff in the living room, because you've seen kind of what our living room looked like before, and you noticed that it was drastically different this time.
Yes, a lot of things have been around.
My oldest decided that I got this, Dad. I will help you move this. And I was telling him, I was like, dude, if you'll wait, I'll wait for your mom or Rollover when they, he comes over. We'll pull it over out of the way real quick. No, I got this. So he runs up to this thing after I've cleared all the furniture that was around it away from it, and just hoo-yah! And it was like,
He just
hit it and slid down. And he was like, he looked at me, he said, Dad, what is in this thing? I said, a lot of stuff. A lot of heavy stuff. So he gets on it. He's like, okay, pull it. And I start pulling it. And he starts pushing it. And I'm talking about he digs deep. And we get it moved.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I had to give him 30 minutes of recovery time after we moved that thing. I was like, oh, there goes your first child. You've lost him already.
I would be honestly thinking in the back of my head, like, this boy's about to pop he's about to have his first drop. You know what I'm saying? He's about to push so hard, he's about to go, boop. The boy's voice is going to drop down a couple octaves just every time he starts pushing it too hard.
But, it was pretty funny because when we pushed the second time, he's like, Dad, we're going to have to stop for just a second. I'm like, what? And he's like, I got to run to the restroom. He comes back. He said, "Oh, that was a lot of gas."
Oh boy. Shoot, I had some like okay. So my wife has a local pizzeria, a little place near us, and my wife's job usually gets the pizza from them because they're pretty cheap. Ever since I ate their pizza, my belly has not been the same. I've eaten pizza from pretty much every place. That place, I don't know what it is, but like they need to change something because it tore my belly up, son. And I don't like it. It tastes good, but boy, my belly didn't agree with it.
Yep, and that happens sometimes. Like there's certain places if I go and eat like wings or something at certain places, they might not be as hot as the ones I make, but for some reason they'll destroy my stomach.
Okay, so let me ask you this right here. So, I'm a big Abbott fan, anime fan. We've been discussed this several times before.
Yep.
And I am all about anime being remade and remodeled. But there's one anime that we have talked about before in this channel that I feel like this is a little weird. They're planning to do a complete remaster or remake of this anime, and that is One Piece. Their discussion about remaking all of One Piece, and the series is not even done. Like, it's not even finished. It's not even caught up to the mangas.
So what are they trying to do? Are they trying to change up the art style? Or?
Yes, like okay, so you've seen Dragon Ball Z, and they did like Dragon Ball Z Kai or something like that, where they took all the filler out of Dragon Ball Z and then cut it down to the main things of it, and then redrew it, remastered it, and released it. That's kind of like what they're going to be doing, but this is a redrawing and a different animation art style. They're not saying anything about cutting out fillers because I've read the mangas. I read, not all of them because they're still going, and I will never be able to buy all of them. And the anime itself, I talked to Anime yesterday about because I watched a TV show. It seemed like every person, every character in the show is almost like the main character. They focus on every single character and everything that they're going through and all the problems. There's never like a moment for them to shine because they're always in the main light of the camera or the viewer's privy. They're never the background characters. They're always foreground characters, and so it makes this TV show really long. So, what TV show out there, anime, would you like them to remake in modern days? I don't know if I've asked this question before in the past or not, but like, if they could just take an anime that maybe it was a little too long for you, or maybe a little like it didn't really hit the mark, maybe the manga, and they just go, let's just start all over again, new art style, new graphics, what would it be?
Bleach.
Bleach?
Yep.
Okay, the original Bleach, like the first season and second season, take the filler out, right?
All the way up to, I guess all the way up to them liberating Rukia.
Okay, because it had a lot of filler in it, and they got to liberating Rukia. They got figuring of Ichigo's mask, then the Hollow World, and then saving old redhead girl from the guy that controls it.
There's a lot of filler all the way through that.
Yeah,
I would like for them to pull the thriller out, the filler out, and maybe give us a more up-to-date art style. But that's about it. Okay,
so I've watched the newest episodes of Bleach, which is great. I mean, I don't know what they did, like when they ended it back in the early 2000s, and they brought it back. I don't know what person they swapped hands with, but keep on going with that, Bleach. I really do appreciate it. So my thoughts is, will it feel like the original Bleach if it's still in the style, or not the style, but like the way they made Bleach back in the 2000s, which was early age of not CGI, but early age of computer animation, to nowadays it's mostly all computer animation. Is that really going to be enough to really feel like it's like in the same universe, or do you like the more modern day purely computer animated drawings?
I look at it like this. I think there are animes and stories that get some credence to their art style, and the older art styles fit those stories better.
Mm.
But I feel like Bleach would have been benefited from a newer art style.
Yeah, like
Due to the type of story it had. Now, like for example, I feel like older battle animes that are mostly about hand to hand, not a whole lot of like special superpowers or special weapons and stuff like that. I feel like they are more meant for the older art styles because they can pull that off without having to do any extreme weird, manipulations of the art. However, with stuff like Bleach, where you have literally swords, Zanpakutos, that are changing shapes, changing abilities, you have characters changing shapes, changing abilities. I think the newer art styles do help that look a little bit more credible, I guess it would be the easiest way to say it.
yeah. So some people are crediting it as the same thing that Disney's doing with some of their cartoons, going from cartoons to 3D animations or live action versions of their old cartoons. And a lot of people are saying that is more harmful to the industry, and Disney has lost a lot of money, billions of dollars this past couple of years, but that might be more than just reasons for just remakes. And I look at another show like Trigun. Trigun, 90s. Yeah. It was very beloved in America, not very beloved in Japan. And then they did a remake this past year or so that was a little bit more on the it was still Trigun. It still looked very good, but it had more CGI, computer animated drawing and CGI work into it than the original.
Let me ask you like this, and this would be a way for me to give you an example. So think of an anime you watched recently that you liked. That had a newer style animation. Now tell me if that anime was drawn in the original Yu Yu Hakusho format, if it would still been as good.
I don't think it would have popped. Like the newer stuff, it's more visually popping. The colors are more vibrant. There's not a lot of granular. It's very clean lines.
I mean, Records of Ragnarok. Do you think it would have popped if it had been done in Yu Yu Hakusho's art style?
I think that story just would have been good regardless. Yu Yu Hakusho, yeah, I like Yu Yu Hakusho, but there was still, even in Yu Yu Hakusho's days, as far as I remember, some of those kind of like, moving background, but the character's still like a still frame, right? And there's moving background going on, or the same animation looped over and over and over and over again. That kind of like that lazy kind of artwork back then. So I don't know if that's really the times, or if that's just the art style.
The question is, was that lazy, or was that what they had available to make it with?
Yeah, I'm saying that was the styling of it because of the times. So yeah, I don't know. I would like to have just seen what like, I've seen like one person do like a modern day anime in old school style, and some of them look great. But some of them, like, I still rather newer stuff. But I would like to have seen, because I loved Yu Yu Hakusho, as you well know. I would like to just see it. I feel like they could. Wasn't there? I remember the name of it. There's an anime that came out this past year that they deliberately made it where it had granular look to it, like it was not really clean and crisp. And
yeah, there was, and I'm trying to remember the name of it, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. They went for that. That old school authentic look.
Was it in Megaloboxing? Like the second season? I could be wrong. But when they had that feel to it, maybe it's just my brain going, this feels like home, right? It's familiarity, right? It's my comfort because I am of that generation. So I look at that going, that looks like.
Well, that's what you seen it in. That's
yeah,
the kind of art style you were used to predominantly seeing at that time.
Yeah. So, but then I look at, the TV show Demon Slayer and their fight scenes, and I'm just drooling, right? And when I was a kid, I wish some anime looked this good. Like it says, season 4 for you, but season 3 for me. I forget with the demon and the guy in the nunchucks. Like that whole scene was just jaw dropping. And
Yeah.
I don't want to see it another 10 years or so from now. Them go, all right, you already went through all Demon Slayer. Let's do it all over again. But now in this new style of technology. I don't know if that will be the right move. And for One Piece, it's not even done.
I mean, it's the same as, I'm going to use a very wide comparison. So it's like people that grew up watching Godzilla movies. We all seen the rubber suit stomping on the little cardboard houses. We grew up, we watched them, we thought it was cool because it was a giant lizard, you know, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but none of us were pissed off when they come out with the CGI version because damn if it didn't look good. You know?
Yeah.
It's I think it's about what you're willing to consider. You know, if you place more precedence on the time in which it was shot, then of course you're going to be upset if they use a newer technology to make it because it's not the same. It's not what it was originally meant to be, or however you want to look at it. But if you're an avid fan and someone that continues to wants to see a series improve or get better or stay relevant, then you're happy when people want to use newer technologies and stuff to recreate these things because you want it to continue to live on. You want other people, younger people, to experience what you experienced when you were young, you know, and have that same sense of shock and awe. It's just the problem is we're at the point now, technology-wise, social-wise, and all that stuff that it takes more to shock and awe us.
Okay, so you know what mocapping is, right?
Yes.
Okay, so those who do not know, it is a way of tracking your body. Usually they put you in a suit with a bunch of dots all over your body, and they track your body's movements. And this past, I would say about month or so, I've been seeing more and more of this lately, and people are now, without mocap suits, are now taking anime characters from animes and mocapping it over their bodies and acting out scenes or doing like combat scenarios, and the character is like shifting and moving with them as if they were the actual character. So it's like me playing the character right now. I am Goku. Goku's moving with me, and I'm turning my head, I'm turning my body, and Goku, the mocap or the cartoon character, is moving with my body. So could that be something that they would bring in to future anime?
I don't see why they wouldn't. They already started doing it when they did stuff like Dance Revolution or Just Dance or stuff like that for Xbox. Those dancing games. That's what a lot of it was to begin with. Then they started using live actors just straight out. They filmed them, captured them, and put them in a 3D environment, you know. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know why they wouldn't.
Yeah,
It would be an easy way. It would be an easy way to be able to get what you want visually without having to worry about what you get when actors audition visually. If you understand what I'm saying, you don't have to be Arnold Schwarzenegger to be the Terminator. You just have to be able to act and move like the character needs to, regardless of your looks. And it's a win-win. You don't have to fight. You don't have to lose a role because you don't look the part, and they don't have to hire someone that has to look like they're $1 million to play the role.
Yeah, it would be kind of like what they do for video games where they're mocapping them and they're actually playing the role out with actual other actors in a scene, a scenario. And instead of being like, hey, we draw this out, we literally just draw the anime character, we mocap the anime character onto an actor, and the actor plays out the role in, guess you say real time, right? Because it'd be like you're not really actually in the world, but you're moving and flowing with the other characters and talking to each other.
It would be considered real time if whatever you're doing is being translated to be recorded at that time of the character.
Yes. And I think that is a way of moving the anime industry forward. I just don't know if you should move One Piece all the way back to factory reset and go, you know what? Let's catch up with with the still ongoing anime series of One Piece. I think that's way too much, and it's already way too far gone. I think, you know, when it comes to CGI should be like at least the more cartoon version CGI or 3D stuff they're showing. It should be left for more robotic things like Gundams or Big O or anything mecha wise. When it comes to human bodies, I still think the 3D CGI that's going on for some animes is still don't quite mesh right. Sometimes it just doesn't look very fluid, and if they could just make it where humans are acting out those combat scenarios, stuntmen, right, you know, people that actually are martial artists doing those combat moves, it would look way better. And I don't know if that would be good or bad for the anime. Of course, it is considered AI, so some people immediately go, oh, it's AI art, it's terrible. It's horrible. It's the worst thing of all of life. And I don't know. I think it's just another tool in this basket that people are just going to have to learn how to use someday. They didn't like computers when they came out, right? People that drew on paper and on plastic sheets. Computer came out. They're like, no, that's terrible. That's going to destroy the industry. It did nothing but help it. What do you think of some thoughts on that?
I think it's like this. It depends on how far we let it go, whether it becomes a detriment. You know, I think art is one of those things that removing the human element would be a terrible thing. But I also can see where if you could keep the human influence and element, that AI could be a tool too.
Yeah, like I said, I took some of the AR work that I found or got, and I just took it and put it in my Clip Studio, and I modified it to all gets and goes because I didn't like the way it would. The AI just did not have the touch that I wanted, the way I wanted it to look. Even if I described it down to the smallest details, it just could not give what I wanted. So I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll just do it myself.
I think it's like this. I think AI is good for throwing in the critiques of what you want and it giving you a basis to go off of, and then the human element is you getting it exactly like you want. I think purely being one of those people that sit down on a computer and type in all the statistics and just letting it generate and say, all right, this is it. That's my final draft. Boom, done. I think that's a cheap way out. Because all you did was describe what you wanted. You didn't make any tweaks or anything to make it your own. You quite literally let the AI do all the heavy lifting. I think that's a little bit of a cheat, but I think like in your case where you gave it a descriptor, it gave you what it thought you wanted, which was a basis in reality. And then you went and modified it the way you actually wanted it. I mean, how much time did it save you just by only having to modify it and not completely redraw it?
If I had to completely draw that would have probably took me over a month. Not even a kid, because I'm not a fast drawer. And I know I'm very picky with my drawings. And if I take an actual drawing and I put a lot of interest toward it, it'll take me more than a month. It's always took me a long time to draw pictures, but that really saved me weeks and weeks of time, and it took me only like a day or two to finish it and made it where I wanted it to be. And it still could be improved, right? It still had a little bit of like wonkiness to it. Some things were out of proportion. Some things were just weird. One eye was a little wonky looking and misshapen. The other eye was just fine, or the ears didn't look quite right. And it doesn't really have that true understanding of I guess the human in this case, because it just could not figure it out. Like this looks like a human from a distance. As soon as we got close, it's like looks terrible. So
problem with that though is that people are using it to mimic art styles that they want that they won't pay for.
Yeah, like that one artist that you showed me in that video. There was one guy that apparently used AI art to try to, like he got like a reward or something like that for like a beautiful piece of artwork, and he's like, yeah, that was AI, and they took the reward from him. It's like, no. It's like, but I made all the descriptions, I put all the words and all the details and my ideas into it. It's like, yes, but the AI still did it. Like, yes, your piece is unique, but you still made.
It's no different than me giving you a list of descriptors of what I want, you drawing it, but me submitting it and getting the award. I didn't do shit but tell you what I wanted. You did all the fucking work, but I get the reward. It's no different. It's the same thing with AI. I mean, if they want to call it artificial intelligence, you have to treat it like it's an intelligence, which means it has to be treated like a person. And if I tell someone else to draw something for me, and then I submit it and reap the rewards for it, then I am subject to fraud.
Yes.
Because I did not actually create said item. It's the same thing to me with AI. If I let AI do all the work, everything, but I submit it and get the award, that's technically fraud. I didn't do the work. I told something else what I wanted, and it did it for me.
And yet corporations are going to use it to save money.
Yes, like the I don't know if I talked about this in the podcast at one time or not. Like the AI that's like while you're drawing it, the AI is trying to figure out what you're drawing and then filling in the information. And like you start drawing where it's like kind of like an eye. The AI will start will draw an eye out for you in the same shape or idea that you're going for. Start drawing a face, and the AI starts filling in blanks. So while you're drawing, the AI is trying to figure out what you're drawing and progressing it. And it's like, at one point is my art, the AI's art, right? And it's useful, but some people might see that as
but the problem with that is, again, it goes back to if you are sitting directly beside me and I'm drawing a piece of art and you're watching me and you're drawing the exact same piece of art, but it wasn't your idea. It's all coming out of my head. You're just copying it. Then you are subject to copyright infringement. Why isn't the AI subject to that?
Yes.
It's doing the exact same shit. It's an artificial intelligence. Treat it like a fucking intelligence. It can't copy somebody else's shit without having consequences.
Yeah, and you can't ever sue an AI. Well, you can sue the program, though. Well, the program developer. And, of course, some people will say that it's not really... doesn't have that human touch, like we said earlier.
Hold on, I'll find them in a minute.
I don't know. I'm hoping AI is just a way of helping progress some things, but I don't know. With anime, it's one of those going to be things that I will have to see when it comes out, whether or not I feel like this is a good progression. And I think audiences should say the same thing. If they don't like something, speak out. Don't just go, well, this is the way it's going to be. This is the new progression, and we're just going to take it as it is. Because I've seen some remakes of animes, and I look at the old animes, and I'm like, that looks better. To me, that looks better. It does, because like more like there was a fight scene for like Gohan in Dragon Ball Z and an old anime and new anime, and it was the same fight scene, and like Gohan looks like he's completely fine, even though he's just got his butt beat, and the other one looks like he's bruised, he's battered, there's a little blood on his face, like it's like there you can tell there's some wear and tear on his body. I'm like that is putting time and effort behind it, not this easy cheap stuff that you just slap on it and going, it's new art style. Doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel like the people who have interest in it. All right, so
again, it all comes down to a person's point of view, and it's subjective because like some people are gonna like one and some people are gonna like another. You're never gonna make everybody 100% happy. Somebody is gonna be pissed off no matter what you do. So I mean, it comes down to a balance of percentages. I mean, which one do you think is going to yield you the most success?
Okay, so let's give me your review, because I'm sure you probably finished it now. Have you finished watching Yu Yu Hakusho show?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm sure some people that you watched it last time, you were enjoying it. You were saying it's like would you say a fanfic of Yu Yu Hakusho show, or more like it's a more modern take of it? What would you say first?
I would say that the take that they went with got you to the end result quicker than the original anime.
Okay.
So, like I said before, they had to make some changes because they weren't sure if they were getting a second season. So they were trying to get as much as they can in it as quick as they can. Some of the changes I agreed with, some of them I didn't. But I am of the mind that I'm looking at it the same way I look at like Final Fantasy VII Remake. I look at it as the same story in a different universe. This is what could have happened in a different way.
So not like a fanfic. You like the anime better? Anime? Okay, well, I can see that. So what is your review on it? Like, what would your score? Would you give it for those who are maybe?
If I was gonna score it, I'd say it was a 7.
A 7,
which is better than average, but not as great as it could have been. Like I said, I firmly believe that it depends on the mindset you're in when you watch it as to whether you're going to enjoy it or not. If you are a diehard, avid fan of the original anime, you're going to find some things in it that you dislike, that they've changed, they've tweaked, they've done things because they're trying to get from this point to this point, and they're not sure if they're going to get a second season. So this has got to be changed. This has got to be moved over. We got to reroute this to get there. Okay. All love to everybody. If you love the original anime, I love the original anime. That's fine. But if you go into it looking at, okay, you know the general story from the anime. If you look at it as this is the same story, but the sequence of events could have fell this way instead of another way, you will enjoy it. But if you go into it looking for it to be a 1-to-1, you will not enjoy it. You're not going to enjoy it.
So this is not like a One Piece scenario where people could still see themselves enjoying it as its own thing, right? Like this One Piece to me was actually really good, but it did the same thing where they had to take out a couple things, they filled in a couple blanks that you didn't quite understand beforehand, and they knew they had a limited amount of episodes to get across what the TV show was premisely about.
Exactly.
Now, I've heard someone said like it's like a fanfic, which if you can see it from a fanfic view, it's like okay, they can take a few things out here and there. Would have been better if they did more episodes. In your opinion, they would have done more episodes and allowed for more things to be put in from the anime. Would that have been enough to bring it from a 7 to an 8 or 9?
I believe so. Yeah.
So it's just pretty much just don't speed it up. Don't try to be fast with it. Take your time.
The problem is Yu Yu Hakusho had quite a bit of filler in it too.
Yes.
I'm not a fan of filler. I never have been. Okay. I'm a story-driven creature, and when you start diverting me from my story because little Billy stumped his toe 3 blocks over, I start getting pissed off. Okay.
Yeah, he does.
That's just how I am. I'm a story-driven person. So I don't have a problem with them pulling things out. Could they have done a few more episodes and still pulled out the crap? Yes, they could have. And to me, that would have made it better. However, like I said, I looked at it as a multiverse.
Okay.
This could have been Yu Yu Hakusho in a different verse. This is how this could have played out had this sequence of events happened. The general idea and the general story is still there. But some of the changes, some of the sequences were changed due to the changes in the environment, how things played out. You understand?
I'm sure he likes Dragon Ball Z for different reasons. But then again, Dragon Ball Z, its story is almost about a man's growing and getting stronger and overcoming diversity. It's not about a love story or saving someone's life or overcoming an evil or being a wrong injustice of the world. It's not about that. It's about Goku.
Strength.
Yeah, it's about Goku fighting, getting stronger, looking for new challenges. Yeah, maybe saving his friends along the way, but it's mostly about Goku just wanting to be stronger. And it's a simple premise that sometimes it's just
Yeah,
need.
Goku was like the ultimate Pokemon. He wanted to be the very best.
Yeah. And that is something that people, and sometimes it's subtleties, right? It's not always about just the forward front things. But I've been watching this one anime called Friend, where demons in this world are just evil. They are just evil. They're not this complicated, difficult creature to understand. They're just evil, and they can speak human because they want to trick humans. That's the only reason why they talk humans. Like this one kid, I won't spoil anybody, says, "Mama, help me, Mama." It's a demon, and people don't want to kill it afterwards because of that. It's like, because why? When you hear someone say that, you go, "Oh, you poor thing." It's like, no, it's evil. It knows how to manipulate you, and it's a simple thing. Like, bad guy are bad, good guy are good. This not hard, complicated thing needs deep, diverse. Like, it's sometimes it's simplicity and it's subtle. You know what's going on.
That brings me to an anime that I enjoyed very much. It was called Goblin Slayer. It was very simple. Goblins, bad. Goblin Slayer, good. Goblin Slayer, slay goblins.
Yeah. Period.
That's all there was to it. It wasn't some big complicated ruse, because believe me, there was chances where people tried to bring in and get him to go after other bigger, stranger creatures, and he's like, no, I kill these because they're evil. Period.
Yeah.
Done.
Like, I know how evil they are, and I want to rid the world of this evil. And too many people are just, they want this deep, dark thing, and they want this deep, complicated, their ideology put in there sometimes too. It's like, sometimes the classics are just better.
Well, look, it's like this. There are some creatures that you can go deep and dark with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You can go deep and dark with Dracula. You can go deep and dark with, a Lich King.
Mm.
But a goblin, that's not hard. He's fucking evil.
Yeah.
A troll, evil. It's not difficult.
Yeah.
You can't make a complicated story about a simple creature.
Well, speaking of like a complicated creature, you remember my Strix, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've already come in with like the idea of like how the Strix was being caught out. I had one deep dark one. The Strix apparently took control of a mother and made the mother think that a demon killed her child. It was actually her child, and she killed it.
Damn.
That's
how I like it though, because I can go with some really inner thoughts for that one.
So like it's just so simple. Like, it's bad is bad, good is good. And it doesn't need like, we're just deep, stark story about like this. No, the demon or creature or whatever took control of someone, made their happy memory, their child, their happy life, and made it its nightmare, and literally killed it. And now when they realize what she just did, her happy days are no longer happy. And that's why they started hunting this, because it did it to several people. A guard had their son jump off a balcony trying to save him, but not realizing the son was just seeing illusions. It's actually his dad. Like, he thought he saw his dad hanging from a rope up high somewhere. Son jumped to go grab for him to save him. It was just an illusion. The kid was seeing stuff. Kid fell. It's just evil. And
bad things do bad things.
Yeah.
Period.
And I think that this is way. Okay, I think that's just a good way of, for animes to really progress themselves. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Actually,
I'm getting ready to go.
I know. Give me a second. That's gonna be it for this week. I'm gonna go join my wife. She's gonna go get something real fast. You have anything you want to say? Anything you want to let people know?
Do you want me to open these last three, or just send them to you unopened?
Just send it to me unopened. I'll open up on my stream. I want to go with her because she's going to go get something. I don't want her to go by herself.
Right.
I will be streaming later tonight. I know you're going to be drinking, but I'm playing a game that you pull up my stream. It's actually a really beautiful game. It runs in Studio Ghibli. Stealthy, you might actually be really interested in this game. It's gorgeous. I promise you. I'll talk to y'all later. Anyways, as always, have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good life. Much love, y'all.
All right, bye.
Bye.